Now, the Africa Early Stage Investor Summit is gearing up for its 10th anniversary celebration. Africa Early Stage Investor Summit is a premier event for investors, entrepreneurs, as well as innovators to explore and discuss the latest opportunities on the African continent. Over the past decade, it has been a primary source for fostering investment connections. Tomi Davies, the president of African Business Angels, joins us to take a further look into this discussion. Tony, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Could you share more insight on the current state of early stage investment and just the value that it holds here on the continent? Tony, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much.
Good to have you on the program this afternoon. Could you share your insights, firstly, on the current state of early-stage investment in Africa, especially in light of the global decline in venture capital investment, which is mentioned in this press release?
Yes, we've seen a significant decline. Okay, America's experienced a 54% dip, and the same thing is starting to happen on the continent. But what we are finding is those who are creating value are still getting funded and in droves. So funding is still occurring. It's just people are being a bit more scrutinous about where they put their money.
Yeah. So the Africa Early Stage Investor Summit is also celebrating its 10th anniversary here. What key milestones and achievements have you observed over the past decade in fostering this innovation in Africa?
Well, a few key ones. The first is, for me, will always be passing the $1 billion mark in inbound investments. That was quite dramatic for us. And being part of that was really, really heartwarming. In addition, we've seen the number of angel networks on the continent go from 5 in 2015 to over 60 currently. We've seen the rise of local funds. When we started out, there were very, very few VC funds that were local to the African continent. Today, all the major countries have their own local VC funds, and that is continuing to increase. And probably most significant is the quality of startups we're starting to see emanate from the African continent.
Take us through the significance of the theme for this year's ACES 2023 and its early stage investing in Africa. Could you elaborate on the strategies or these initiatives that you believe are indeed crucial for achieving this ambitious goal?
Yes, and I think to that effect, Kevin Simmons of Lofty Inc. actually helped lay it out, which is first is about diversifying the investor pool to enrich insights and capital flow. So we're talking about broadening the LP, the limited partner base for a lot of the VCs. And for the locals who are our local angel investors already investing on the continent, is to look at the unique attributes, okay, especially when you consider our burgeoning youth population and the high-tech adoption we've seen, what opportunities those present in terms of scalable solution. And finally, of course, bottom line of everything is trust. If you don't establish trust, you're not going to get far. We still have the challenges, though, I must admit, around talent and funds. I trust that helps.
So one of the strategies that have been mentioned in your press release is the broadening of the LP base. How can diversifying investor pools indeed positively impact early stage investing in Africa? And what steps are being taken to achieve this?
Well, it's actually quite simple. Excuse me. It's actually quite simple. The more people you have, the more access you have to a knowledge base, not just capital, because people come from very diverse backgrounds. And that diversity is what enriches the investment opportunity that we are talking about. I trust that helps.
So, and as you mentioned, I mean, Africa's unique attributes, you mentioned this burgeoning youth population and the high-tech adoption were also highlighted in your remarks. How can these attributes be leveraged to attract more investment in the region, startups and innovation as well?
Well, first is us looking at our local solutions rather than as local solutions, as continental and even global solutions. And we have a number of critical examples. You look at what Flutterwave, one of our unicorns, has done, you start to get an idea of what I call the art of the possible. And if you take the youth population, it presents an amazing opportunity for scaling solutions that actually enhance their value creation. Anything that provides the youth with an opportunity to do better, in my opinion, is an economic development tool that will help, and that's where we should be going.
Talk us through the partnerships that are also involved in the organizations that are involved in ISIS 2023 and how they can get involved, or how can other stakeholders get involved in this initiative?
Oh, wow. Well, we're honored to partner with influential entities. They include Goodwill Investments, Investec, Next 176, UNDP, JICA, Knife Capital, GIZ, of course, and GIZ SICE and GIC Make IT are both partnering with us again. We thank all of them for it. There's Madika. We have Untapped Global. We've even got the U.S. Consulate, amongst others, that are partnering with us. But most importantly for us is the South African National Conventions Bureau, who are our hosts, and we thank them most reverently for partnering with us on this journey.
Tomi, let me thank you for your time. That was Tomi Davies joining us from Lagos in Nigeria. He is the president of the African Business Angels, of course, speaking about startups as well as investment in that regard.